It's Pete from Cheap Homesteading. We're at the sugar shack today, and it is an absolutely beautiful day out here. It's about 6 degrees below freezing, which is pretty good for this time of year here. And we're going to try to close in the very top of the sugar shack, the part where the steam comes out. We're going to put barn board along the front. I got a little more framing to do at the very top, and then we're going to put barn board on the side. So it's going to really start looking like the finished sugar shack when you're coming down the trail. So this is what we're going to work on. I haven't finished putting barn board on the front of it and the end. That is the way I want the whole sugar shack to look. Look at the overhanging snow, that's crazy. I have to knock that down. I want to close in the top of that peak and put barn board on the end. Before winter came, I brought back some ladders and some boards so I didn't have to drag it all through the snow because I didn't know when I was actually going to work on it. I thought I was going to get to it way before now, but I just didn't. I just didn't have the time to do it. And but you know what, if you can move ahead just a little bit each year, you see progress over years. So, and it definitely looks a lot different than when I started it. If anyone was with my channel in the beginning, I mean, I went right from square one. There was nothing here. The carpentry might not have been my strong suit, but you know what, you throw enough nails and boards, the thing starts to look pretty good. So that's such a beautiful day in the woods. First thing we're going to do is cut the long pieces, the pieces for here, here, and there. And we're going to try to cut as many of them as we can at the same time, so we're not going up and down the ladder too many times. It's kind of rickety and, you know, it's slippery, so let's not climb the ladder more than we have to. Okay. That one is 44. That is 40. So I need one piece at 44. Probably two pieces at 40. And a few at 38. $44, $40, and $38. That's wild. See how long that is? That is 47, so we can cut that one to 44. That one. Those will be 44, these will be 40, and I need to cut one to 38. That's not that pretty. Oh, that side's cool though. Okay, so 44. And here is the official marking tool of someone that's not organized. A nail. So we want 44. That one. Measure this one. Okay, so that fits pretty good. Make sure you use safety glasses. These are long nails, but I have some 4x4s I have to hammer into, and I got a bunch of smaller ones I'm going to come back and just fill in the gaps. I want to warn you guys, I'm not a carpenter. This whole project from start to finish has been very little in the way of straight and plumb. Who needs those words? It's not bad, but I'm definitely not a carpenter. I'm going to put the boards in the middle piece, and then we're going to start filling in above here. That actually looks pretty good. I was gonna put little vertical boards, but you know what? I am just gonna waste a ton of board trying to cut all those little pieces and then nails. I'm just gonna put one sideways. So I'm gonna measure it, put one sideways, and then maybe at the very top I might put a strip to try to even out all the boards, because that's a little crooked up there. But otherwise, it's looking good, I think. Well, you gotta remember, at cheap homesteading, no fine carpentry happens without a chainsaw. I didn't get as much done as I wanted, but I did get the front covered in nicely. It does make it look a little more rustic for sure. I still have to close in that end and put boards on that side, but the top is getting closed in and it looks pretty decent for sure. I have to go away, so it would have been a perfect day to keep going straight through, but you know, life kind of gets in the road. So I got the front done. I didn't do anything on the back, so maybe we'll have one more weekend to work on that before I have to do a bunch of maple syrup stuff. But that's about enough for today. Before I head in, I'm going to swing by the bees. You can come along if you want. What happened today was I got out here, going to work on the sugar shack, and then I saw that I didn't blow all the way back to the back of the property. And there is another storm coming. It would have been tough to get through there with the tractor. So I start blowing back there. And then by the time I get working on the shack, it's late and I have to go. So it's kind of my own fault really. But hopefully, I'd love to get that other side closed in for this year. It's looking a whole lot better than it did anyways. Let's see if there's any activity. It's not really that warm yet, but I think I want to dig real posts for the gate right here because this is a real pain in the butt. Crawling through the fence every time, that's no good. I haven't seen too much activity here. That can be a good or a bad thing. Here you can tell after the last snow there's at least 3 bees that came out and died, which I don't know, can be an okay sign. You know there's bees in there alive for sure. This is the old hive, the hive that the queen was really old in. I don't see a ton of bees outside, but maybe it's done okay. These I dug out the fronts. There's no real activity in anything that I've seen, but we really haven't had really warm days yet to get them really moving, so we really won't know until it gets like 5 or 6 degrees and you come out here. If you don't see activity, that's when you know there's a problem. That one has a couple bees out there. No real activity there. And I can see dead bees way down in there, so maybe they're okay. Haven't seen very much activity yet, but that doesn't mean much. It's still too cold. We still have about another 4 more weeks before it really starts to warm up. So that's about enough for today, and you guys have a good one.